Hey, everybody. One of my favorite Bible verses in all the world is Acts chapter 19, verse 15, where it says, "And the evil spirit answered and said, Jesus I know, and Paul I know, but who are you?" Now, to give you a little background with this story, there were 7 sons of Sceva. Sceva, he was a high priest there during that particular time, and he had 7 sons, and they were going about trying to do, deliverance on people, and to get demons from out of them so that they could be delivered and free. But they were going around, they saw what Paul was doing at that time and heard about Jesus, but so they were like, oh, let me go out and do it too. And so they were trying to be like them and do what they did. But guess what? They didn't really have a relationship with Jesus like that, and they knew what Paul was doing, and so they were trying to mimic him, being fake and doing what he was doing, but not being genuine. And so here now you have this spirit speaking out from this man that they're trying to do a deliverance on. And the spirit speaks back and says, who are you? I know Jesus, hey, I know Paul, he does his thing, but who are you? And because of what they did, they got beat down by this spirit. All of them got beat down. Terrible beating, so badly that they got stripped of their clothes and ran out of the house where they were naked. It was bad, you guys, and so much that it got documented in the Bible. It was a very, a statement or situation that stood out, and the things that took place thereafter as a result of it, in the town. It was just a big testimony. But here we have this situation where they're asked, who are you? And the Lord may ask someday, who are you? Satan will be like, I don't know who this is. And the Lord will be like, guess what? I don't know who they are either, because you don't know who the Lord is. If you don't know who God is and you don't have a relationship with him, the Lord will be like, I don't know you. And Satan will be like, I don't know who they are either, because guess what? You don't have a relationship with God. And unless you have a relationship with God, you're not going to be able to enter the kingdom of heaven. You're not going to be able to move forward and to have a greater life, this life that God is offering to you. So he's saying, hey, come. I have all this stuff for you. It's for you. It's already laid out for you. Can you please just come and accept it? And Satan is like, I don't know who this person is, but once you do get to know who Jesus is and start to build that relationship with him, then the enemy's going to be like, yeah, I know Paul and I know Jesus and I know her too. I know him too. So you want the enemy to know who you are. It may sound crazy. It may sound, why would I want the enemy to know who I am? But it's important. It's important. They ought to know everything about you. Satan ought to know who you are, where you're from, your whole family history, all the way back to Adam and Eve's time till now. He ought to be able to trace and know, hey, this is what's happening on their generational line. He ought to know everything about you. There is no reason why that he shouldn't, because guess what? You are a child of God and you are a Christian. And if you're not, then I'm encouraging you to get your life right, get yourself together with God, build a relationship with him and get to know him. And guess what? There's nothing to be worried about if Satan knows who you are, because if he does, then you have, the most awesomest person in the whole world here to protect you. Not even in the world, the whole universe. The Lord God Almighty, he is strong. Jehovah Sabaoth, Lord of the angels' armies, he's here there to protect you and to look after you. He will send his angels to encamp around you. You have nothing to worry about, nothing to fear. God is here with you. And so, who cares if Satan knows who you are? But it's important. It is better that he knows who you are, because if he does, then the Lord knows who you are too. So, and there's a fight going on for your life, a battle going on for you. And you want there to be a fight and battle going on for your life. You want the enemy to be contending for you, because then it means, you're where you need to be and you're pushing and pressing forward and you're doing damage in his kingdom. That's what that means. You're doing damages in his kingdom. And so he doesn't want you around. He doesn't want you to be here, and he's going to fight and do everything to keep you from doing what you're supposed to be doing. But it's better that, he can say, I know Jesus, I know Paul, I know John, I know Mary, I know who that person is, and the work that they're doing, than to say, I don't know who they are. I've never seen them. Because the enemy does not know everything, you guys. Better for him to know who you are than not at all. All right? Something for you to think about. Go ahead and read that story, one of my favorite. They're from in Acts chapter 19, wonderful set of stories that are there. But again, it says, and the evil spirit answered and said, Jesus I know, and Paul I know, but who are you? Does the Lord know who you are? Does the enemy know who you are? Make sure that they do. All right? I love you guys. Take care. Thanks for watching. Ciao.